Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins have been surprisingly pretty good, and it's a little bit surprising. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So Pittsburgh so far this year, 5-2. They have 10 points, a plus goal differential. They have won 3 games in a row. They're coming off of a 5-1 win last night against the Vancouver Canucks. I'm a little bit shocked with the way that the Penguins have played. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I have been a big fan of how they've looked, and I watched the home opener against the Rangers. I actually watched last night against Vancouver, studying for this pod. They don't look bad. That's the thing. Like, they're not getting like hemmed in their own zone the whole time, or they're just barely edging out these games. No, they're winning these games in pretty good fashion. Like last night, they beat Vancouver 5-2. Arthur Shelov's former team. They shut out San Jose. They beat the Kings. They lost in a close one to Anaheim. They beat the Islanders and the Rangers. They obviously lost to the Rangers as well. But again, they aren't playing the greatest competition. Tomorrow they play Florida. They have a little bit of an interesting schedule coming up, but they're not playing the greatest of competition, but they actually look decent. And as well as that, too, last night, Sidney Crosby passed Mario Lemieux in points all time in Penguins history. So what are your guys' evaluations on Pittsburgh? They've been awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting vintage Evgeny Malkin this year, it seems like. I mean, he's got 10 points already, but it's a very top 6 heavy team. There's not a lot of depth with the team, but I mean, we're seeing the top 6 come through, and it's as simple as that. I mean, even Justin Brazeau, I mean, he's got 8 points in 7 games. Where did he come from?
I was going to bring
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. So they're getting contributions that really you wouldn't expect. I mean, Rust hasn't been that great so far. Same with Letang, but I mean, it's a top heavy team. Those guys are coming through for them. We'll see how they fare against Florida. What did you say they play tomorrow?
Yep.
I think that's when you can go, if they're legit or not. But yeah, I mean, impressive start. They looked good last night against Vancouver. So,
Carter.
Yeah,
what was the biggest problem with Pittsburgh last year?
Goaltending.
Can you read me off their goaltending stats right now?
That was literally the first thing I was going to get into. You absolutely read my mind, because this is one thing I think I ripped on a lot last year.
You did. Yeah, we all did. It was horrible.
It was brutal.
Yeah. So this year, goaltending, Shelov's, congratulations to him. He's back. He's back. Calder Cup champion. He's got 3 wins, 1 loss. He's got a 2.25 goals against average and a 919 save percentage. Really freaking good. Tristan Jarry, he looks like he's back too, which is surprising. He's 2-1 with a 2.35 goals against average and a 922 save percentage. So the goaltending has been back, which I think was one thing that was holding Pittsburgh back last year from being competitive. And I think that maybe I should have taken a look at it this year and been well, I mean, if their goaltending gets back on track, and maybe if, they get one more good run out of Malkin and Crosby, they could be, in a fight for something here and not fighting for first place, or not first place, first overall. But I didn't really think of that, because I'm man, everything has to go right. And I just really wasn't impressed with the goaltending. But I mean, Shelov's has looked amazing. He's looked so good this year. I've been very impressed with him. And I mean, again, as Jack said, we're getting vintage Malkin back. He's looked unreal. But I mean, we had the same thing last year with him too, right? Didn't he have 22 points in he had something. He had some other good start to the season last year. So it's going to come down to, again, is
He had a good start to the year last year, yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's going to come down to, can Malkin sustain it this year? Because we know Crosby's Mr. Consistent, right? Can Malkin sustain this? Can Brazeau sustain this, right? But even if they don't, but we're okay, well, if they can't, that kind of sucks, but maybe they drop down a bit. Can we see Erik Karlsson lift his game up? Can we see Chris Letang lift his game up as well? And that could keep Pittsburgh in a fight for maybe a wild card spot we could see, right? So, I mean, if the goaltending can stay consistent with how it has been this year, which I don't think it will, to be honest, I think maybe if they have both their goalies, I think above a 900, I take that as an absolute win for the Penguins, and I think that they could maybe be fighting for a wild card. But I mean, they need everything to kind of keep trending how it is. It can dip a little bit, but as long as it gets back to a bit more of a linear path, I think that they could make some noise in a wild card spot. I with how the season started, I don't see that being out of the question. Not to mention, they still have like their IR has some players still on it, like Kevin Hayes. He's not the same Kevin Hayes that he once was, right? But he's still a good depth piece that you could add to your third, fourth line, even second if you wanted to, right? Rutger McGroarty, he's a very talented prospect. He's still there. Like he could definitely help.
Say, huh?
Yeah, it really is. So let's move past that. I didn't want to talk about it too long. I was just going to say he could be good on your third line. Third sucker. And like they still have Howe Blomqvist, who he's a goalie, but like still, even Blomqvist is out, and he could even end up if someone goes down. I think he's still a reliable backup, right? So they still have some guys that I think can help make some noise. On top of that, if Matt Dumba and Clifton can start, like if they can end up getting out of the press box and getting some ice time. I mean, they have so many good named guys that we've seen play at such like great levels who they can get on the ice, if they can showcase their skills and go back to it. Pittsburgh, I think, just needs to turn their age clock back a little bit for a lot of their old guys, and they'd be amazing. But I think that things can go right for Pittsburgh here. Like, I think they could make a wild card if their goaltending stays how it is, because I think the offense can sustain what they're sustaining, but it's just going to come down to the goaltending.
Artur Shilovs was traded to Pittsburgh this past offseason for Chase Stillman and a fourth-round pick. Stillman so far this year has been down in Abbotsford, has 1 assist in 4 games. Is that the worst trade of the offseason for Vancouver?
Could be.
Oh, for Vancouver, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or is that like one of the ones you look at overall and it's like, man, was that the biggest steal of the offseason? Is a better way of asking that question.
Yeah, you just got to see how it plays out. It's still early, but yeah, it's definitely on my radar. So
yeah, it's definitely up there for sure. Again, Carter, you made a good point. Like, is this going to be sustainable? Probably not. I mean, that's just the truth. I don't think this is going to sustain itself. Unfortunately, as much as I love seeing guys like Crosby, Brazeau, Malkin playing at this level, I don't think it's going to stay that way. Again, they haven't really played that high of competition. The best team they've played, to be honest with you, is probably the Canucks last night. Or maybe the Rangers, you could argue. They haven't played anybody legitimate. They're playing Florida, which they have struggled a little bit. There's some things going on there in Florida that are definitely going to need to be discussed at some point. But regardless, I don't think this is going to sustain itself. But we'll see. Let me ask you guys this, though. If it does sustain itself, is that good or bad for the future of the Penguins?
That's honestly pretty bad.
It is.
It's bad. It's bad for the future of the Penguins. But I think that if they can stay in the fight for a wild card, I think that would make Evgeny like hockey fans excited, because it means Evgeny Malkin's getting a chance to fight in his last year. We're getting to see one last potential run for Sidney Crosby.
They just can't barely miss. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. You either have to be low in the East, or we need you to be in that second wild card spot and give a team hell in the first round.
You either make it or your ass. Like, that's really you can't be like Philadelphia in 23-24 where like you were good and miss. Like, you can't do that. That really affected the future of this roster. Had they been bad, they could have picked up another really good prospect. Don't tell me Jet Luchenko's the future. I don't want to hear it. But
he could be.
Again, I think that for Pittsburgh, they either have to be really bad or they have to make the playoffs. Like, there's no in between. You can't be the same team again. This is a stacked draft, but it would be so ideal if they could get like maybe top 5. That'd be so ideal for this franchise and this roster. And I swear to God, if they got first overall, I think I'd crash out. So maybe I'm okay with this, to be honest with you. Anyway,